Hello and welcome back to another episode of Come Over for Dinner. I'm Bess Hawthorne and I'm so excited you're joining me today. Today I have a very special guest. She has immigrated from Russia when she was 16 years old and she has lived here for many years. She's now in her 40s, and so we are going to hear a really fun accent. Her name is Nicole Shuparski. And she has been married 24 years to her husband, Alex. They have two lovely children, 9 and 6, a girl and a boy. She homeschools. And in her former life, before being busy with kids, she was an ER nurse. And occasionally she still works to keep up her license, stay up to date on all the latest things there. Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we're very excited to hear all of your tips about hospitality and the way you and your husband do it in your church. I know that you do lots of things on a hospitality committee. In fact, your husband is a deacon who is assigned something to do with hospitality in your church. So I want you to tell us a little bit more about that. And just as a fun note, her friend Lavinia, who was also on the podcast before, has said she's the queen of cinnamon rolls. So we have some hot tips coming up on that too. So jump in, Nicole, and tell us more about you.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm sorry. Your ears will be bleeding. If you have listened to a previous episode with Mary Spatterell and Lavinia Belowski, where Mary was joking about Lavinia having an accent, oh, you're really in for a treat this time around.
If they can get through your Russian accent and my Southern accent, then they will have passed the test.
This is great. Yes. So I'm married to Alex Shuparski. He is a deacon in our Veritas Bible Church, and he's in charge of hospitality. And so he and I are a team, and we work together on church events.
Real quick, this is in Washington, right?
Correct. Like South King County.
Okay.
So about 20 miles out of Seattle, or roughly. So we do various kind of hospitality. It runs a whole gamut from meal trains to very large events, and also family hospitality, the hosting, all kind of things. And so my husband is colloquially known as a deacon of smoke because my husband has 9 grills.
9 grills.
Yeah, so the guys at church are like, oh, he should be not deacon of hospitality, but deacon of smoke. But he is a wonderful cook in his own right, and he makes amazing smoked meats of all kinds.
So does he have different types of grills so that he can try them all out, or are they similar so that he can just make huge batches of things?
Oh, no. Different grills for different purposes. The man is very handy. He can do anything, build anything, and repair anything. So I was looking into acquiring a cold smoker. There is a difference between a hot smoking and cold smoking. So cold smoking is an art.
I've never heard of cold smoking before, honestly.
So have you ever had like smoked salmon?
Yes.
But that's cold smoked. That's like lox.
Okay.
I think. Have you ever seen that in Costco, smoked salmon?
Yes.
It's like sliced in very thin sheets.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's cold smoked. Hot smoked, the fish would be crumbly and like cooked.
Right.
So there's a difference. You can smoke, like bacon is cold smoked.
Before it's cooked.
Before it's sliced.
It's infused with that flavor.
Right. It has to be cold smoked.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes.
Because when you buy it from the store, it says something like hickory smoked or...
Right. And you still have to cook it because you cannot just eat that raw.
Right.
So my husband acquired an OfferUp commercial fridge and converted that baby into a cold smoker.
Really?
And it's great. Yes. We smoked fish in it. We smoked bacon, and it's wonderful.
So the temperature stays cold. And how do you put smoke in there?
Oh, there's a whole contraption. He bought smoker attachment. Found it's, I don't know, the man like researches stuff.
Right. But
just
it fills the fridge with smoke.
Correct.
And
it just like
infuses the raw meats.
Makes it, well, first you have to cure whatever you are cooking.
Okay.
Wherever you're going to be smoking, you have to cure it first, like in salt and spices. It's like basically dealer's choice in this case. Whatever you want to, whatever kind of spices you would like to add. You have to cure it first, and then for example, bacon has to be cured for like a week. Mm-hmm. Then you dry it out, and you put it in that smoker, and it will smoke, and it's amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah, so Alex has a smoker for every occasion, for every need.
So we know what it
Yeah.
is that you serve when you're inviting people over.
In
We
fact,
already know.
yes. That's exactly it.
That's really a fun idea.
So we do a lot of hospitality for the church, also hospitality in our home. We are hosting, I think in you guys' church, it's known as a parish group.
Mm-hmm.
So we're Baptists, so it's a community group or discipleship group.
Yes.
So we host one at our house, and it's like 65 people strong. It's enormous.
Yeah.
Like 40.
That's a lot of people
Close
to
to
fit in one home.
Yeah, God has been very kind to bless us with. We used to live in a development, and there was a large home in a development. And then we got out of the King County and bought a beautiful property on like almost 2 acres in Edgewood, Washington. And it's wonderful. It's like an older home, new to us, but older home. And it has a lot of land by our standards, not by Moscow standards. Everyone over here has acreage, but where we're from, you can hardly find anything like that.
Right.
And God's been very kind, and we are blessed with this amazing property where we can host a lot of people and host events. We were joking, like, we can probably host a wedding here. No joke.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we host the community group at our house every Thursday. And then on Saturdays, we have frequently we have families over. We have like a hospitality calendar. That's usually I run the hospitality calendar for through the school year. Summers are a little more flexible because we travel to Florida, where all our family lives. And so I just asked my husband to whom he would like me to reach out to, and then I reach out to the ladies and say, "Hey, would you like to come over for dinner?" Shocker, right?
Right.
And so we settle on a date, and yeah, that's how it happens.
That's very fun. So when you have a hospitality calendar, you're referring to one that's for your family. What does your church do? Your husband is a deacon of the hospitality committee. What does your church do specifically for hospitality for new people?
So my husband has a team of guys that come and set up the church, set up the communion, set up the coffee. We have like coffee and refreshments. So he or one of his guys, he schedules those guys in his own calendar. And then we have periodic church events. Like we have members breakfast coming up. And I set up a menu, and then my husband comes in and does his thing. He usually sets up like large, what are they called?
Urns
of coffee. Yes, thank you. And so we come and set things up, and obviously always make something for the event. It's the church, this membership meetings are more of a potluck style. So I write out a menu, and I stipulate what we need in what kind of quantities. And people sign up and say, okay, I'll bring this. Like I need 10 portions of 3 pounds each of bacon, for example. That's fan favorite. We're in America where we love bacon here.
Everybody loves bacon.
Everybody loves bacon, yes. And like this much sausage, this many eggs. And so that's one event that church does. We also have Thanksgiving. The whole church gets together for Thanksgiving celebration. Our church is not as big as you guys is here. We are in 2 services because we've kind of gotten large. And I don't know, people bring their family members, usually like 400. We set up, I would say, for like 500 people.
Yeah.
I would roughly. Well, at least in my mind, that's what I count for, because to make sure we feed everybody. And so like for Thanksgiving, I, again, do the same thing. I set up a menu of this many turkeys, this much potatoes, this many sides. And I, like, for example, for salads, I say, write down which type of salad you're bringing. And I think, given that our society is not quite used to the large-scale hospitality, I specify like approximate size of the pan, like 13 by 9. For example, at rice, we have run into is that person will bring salad, but it's a small bowl, and we're trying to
just a couple of
right,
people.
and we're trying to feed crowds here. So
you need a big giant bowl.
Yes, exactly. So we also do Easter egg hunt. Easter egg hunt is this amazing, it's a wonderful thing. Our church sets up, it's like all hands on deck and various teams. Our church has teams. I'm in charge of the food team. I probably should have mentioned that. And we have like the children's events, adult events, that kind of a thing. They set up tear down team. Everybody gets together and we divide and conquer. I'm in charge of food. So church makes like hot dogs and burgers, and or just we tried hot dogs and burgers, but we've settled with hot dogs. And I make ginormous pot of clam chowder. It's like a tradition now.
I can imagine.
The pot is, obviously I do not fill it all the way. No, we don't need that much yet. But this is a pot, but with the growth in mind. It's 100 quart.
100 quart. Where did you buy that?
Oh, I'm a queen of offer up. Since we host a lot and I do a lot of hospitality with a lot of sit down dinners or brunches where I need like beautiful place settings and all the stemware and stuff. I'm a queen of OfferUp.
What is OfferUp?
Oh, OfferUp is like do you know what Facebook Marketplace is? Okay, OfferUp is like an app that's where people are basically selling their stuff they don't need anymore.
Is this local to your area or is it nationwide?
I thought it was nationwide.
Okay, I'll have to look it up.
Although my family from Florida said that OfferUp is not really a thing in Florida. Facebook Marketplace is, but OfferUp is not. So I get a lot of my stuff from OfferUp because buying everything new will be broke.
Expensive. So expensive, yes.
Yes. For example, I have enough fine china sets for like 40 people. Yeah. And that was acquired through OfferUp. And most of them are matching because, people are gifted china on their wedding and they never use it and just sits in the hutch. And then they're like, oh, grandma's china.
Right. And they're willing to
let
it go.
Correct. So, and I got this ginormous pot on OfferUp. And so our church uses it. If I need to purchase something for church, I run it by the elders, obviously. My husband got me, this thing is so huge that we can't even put it on a stove. It won't fit. So we had
a special burner.
Right. Lex got me a special burner. And it's just, you have to set it on a floor. And I need to stand on a step stool. And the
it's a cauldron.
It is not a pot. I will send you a picture.
I need a picture.
If I have to, to saute like your bacon and your onions for the clam chowder, you need something to stir it with, right? This thing looks like an oar. I kid you not. It looks like I got it in the restaurant supply, but it looks like an oar. Yeah. So
we have to have a picture of
yes.
this.
So I make delicious clam chowder for the Easter egg hunt, and it's like a tradition. You guys are northern here as well. So Easter egg hunt is a couple of weeks before Easter. So it's cold. It's nice and warming, So we get together in the park and kids hunt for eggs and
there's hot clam chowder.
And there is a clam chowder and all kind of sides. And so what else does our church do? We do...
Real quick, clam chowder, was that a potluck? I know you do the clam chowder,
Yeah.
but with the hot dogs, does the church provide everything or is that also a potluck type?
Church provides the paper products and provides the hot dogs and buns. Because we've run into issue with some of the vital components of the meal can arrive late. If people arrive late, and you need to start and you are missing a vital component of the meal.
You have to have the hot dogs ready to
correct.
go.
So my husband is in charge of the grilling, naturally.
Naturally he is.
Naturally. He's never late anywhere. He's always on time.
And he's ready to go with the meat and make it hot when people are supposed to be eating.
Exactly. So church provides that and church pays for the ingredients for the clam chowder because those are pricey. If you go, like clams are expensive.
Sure.
So, but it's like so delicious and such a tradition now that, I have an approval from the elders.
Like you don't even have to ask every year.
No, I always check because it's the Lord's money, I can't just spend it willy-nilly,
You're
got to have an oversight.
Sure.
We also do, if the church is hosting some kind of events, I have a team of ladies. Everyone is a volunteer force. I'm in charge of it. And I come up with a menu. For example, we had ladies seminar. And I come up with a menu and we do, for the ladies seminar, it's in the morning. So we do breakfast and we do lunch. And I have a budget. I purchase everything. And then I deliver the ingredients to the ladies and they bake and cook and bring everything that they're supposed to bring. And so that's how we do that.
And you do Sign Up Genius or what do you use?
For the Sign Up Genius, for the church-wide potlucks. But for my food team, no, it's a text message group because it requires specific quantities, instructions, details that we can just wing it if we have a menu. So what else? My husband and I catered a conference. Once we had a homeschool conference, my children are in a classical Christian co-op. So one day a week, my children go to school, and I teach at the co-op too. So we catered a conference once, which was great. Alex smoked meat.
Of course he did.
It was the most amazing ribs. They were so good.
As soon as they ate his food, they were signing up for next year.
Yes. Oh, it was so great. And I made this great mac and cheese that you can make a part in advance. So that you can make stuff in advance and then you just put it in the oven and reheat it. And it just like all comes together beautifully.
Okay, that's a great recipe to have.
Yes, so this is a tip for is it a tip time?
Yes,
Should I just drop them as is?
All throughout. It's always tip time.
Perfect. So if you are starting out as a inexperienced cook, you need good tested recipes. And I found that America's Test Kitchen or Cooks Illustrated, they're all like kind of the same thing. That's a good resource. Mm-hmm. I have never, or maybe once or twice, something did not work out. But America's Test Kitchen is your safe bet for recipes. That's where I find a lot. You don't have to pay for the database. I pay for yearly subscription fee for it because to me it's worth it to have like instant access to everything. Mm-hmm. And so I use that app. Or there are plenty of cookbooks. You can go to a thrift store and find these cookbooks. It's a good trusted source because I grew up, when I was a young wife and young woman, I did not know I knew how to cook basics, but because I grew up in like extreme poverty, we did not have anything that was not extremely simple and very accessible. We ate a lot of potatoes.
Yeah. So, and this was in Russia.
Yes, correct.
You had immigrated, or your family had immigrated from Germany to Russia?
No, my grandpa is ethnic German. His people moved to Russia in 1800s as craftsmen. And then they lived in Russia my grandpa was born in beginning of 1900s. And so after the Soviet Union came to power, there was just much suffering and great destruction that was wrought through like all the levels of society, the craftsmen and everyone in between. So the great grandpa was killed during Stalinist purges in 1930s, and grandpa Alex, his name is Alex also, interestingly enough, coincidence, common name though. Grandpa was sent to prison for at first they were, do you know what the concept of kulak is? Mm-mm. No. So during collectivization and after communists came to power, during collectivization, they would come to your house. Even people were not rich by any means, and they would come and take everything you own. You were not allowed to hide anything. Like say you have one cow and you have like a passel of children that you need this milk for the babies.
They might just take the cow.
They will take a cow. If you're trying to hide a pig underneath your floorboard somewhere or stashed in your food, they will come and ransack your house. And if they find any kind of anything that you have hidden and not surrendered, they will take it and you will be sent to Siberia as a kulak. So you have a couple of chickens and they come and
report it.
You have to report everything and surrender everything. People are left with nothing. And so there was like mass starvation and all kind of horrible things. Anyway, Grandpa was in prison during World War II because of the conflict after Germany invaded Russia when they broke their agreement because they had short history egress here. Germany and Russia had a pact of mutual non-destruction at first, but then Germany broke the promise. And so honestly, I did not know this until I came to America. In Russia, this is not well publicized.
The history is not
right. History is not told. The history is the way we were told of the history of World War II is that Russia, mighty Russia, all by itself, conquered Nazi Germany.
Interesting.
I have found out as almost an adult that the United States participated in a conflict.
And it was a world war with lots of different countries involved.
Correct. So my mother was born in one of the Siberian labor camps. And so anyway, this is a
So
small...
your family lived in Russia always. It was
Correct.
your grandfather that immigrated.
Not even my grandfather, his great. But in Russia, this is not only until recently, they began to allow people to have a citizenship. Like in the United States, you have a citizenship. I'm naturalized American, quote unquote, air quotes. So I have an American passport.
Mm-hmm.
In Russia, what we had was you have a nationality. You can have a passport, but in your passport, it will say that you're a German national. So you and your grandparents, your great-grandparents have been born on territory of Russia, but you are a German national. In my mother's Russian passport, it says that she's German national because her father is German.
Interesting.
So repercussions that follow from that, and stigma that is attached to being
not being a true Russian.
To not being a Russian, yes, correct. So my mother comes from like really extreme poverty, and we grew up in very poor as well. You couple that being of German heritage plus Christian in Russia during the purges and during the Stalinist repression, and then the Khrushchev, Brezhnev, all of those guys during communist time, where they said there is no God. And since there is no God, you must believe in the bright future of communism or you are insane. So if you did not subscribe to that, you were repressed. You were not allowed to acquire any higher education besides just the high school education. All the Christians were relegated to hard labor, unskilled hard labor. So my mother comes from that. And
how in the world did your family immigrate?
Oh, my aunt came to America with her husband. My aunt's husband was a victim of Chernobyl explosion. And somehow through that, I tried to figure that out. I couldn't quite figure out how they came to America, but there was some sort of a program.
Okay.
And that's how he ended up in United States. And then my aunt put in papers. It took like 5 years of legal paperwork, an interview with United States Embassy in Moscow of our family. I remember that well, because I was already quite a grown teenager. And so we had to go and interview with them, with the Americans in the American Embassy to be able to come here legally, because they wanted to check that we were not like communists or something. Right. And although interview with embassy was like in 1997, which is Soviet Union fell apart in 1989, 1999. So perestroika began. And so it was not that many years removed. So, and my parents were never part of the Komsomol, which is like young communists that will be future party members of the Communist Party. My parents never were. And they obviously paid the price for that, because you had to get any kind of higher level job, any kind of advancement in your career, you had to be a party member, and they weren't. So anyway,
this is so interesting.
That's such a egress from the hospitality podcast. But in short words is that I grew up without any kind of lavish hospitality or great cooking skills, because we simply didn't have resources to. It was like my parents were
very few ingredients to even work with.
My parents were just trying to keep the body and soul together, because after perestroika happened, people were not getting paid for months and months and months, and you would get paid with like sugar, and your neighbor would get paid with alcohol, and
so you had to trade with each other.
Correct. So the barter system was a thing. Anyway, it was always very unpredictable and unreliable. So, but to get back to let's circle back to the to where we were. If you grow up without great hospitality traditions or that do not know how to cook, there are tons of recipes out there and techniques, and there's YouTube if you don't know.
Exactly. We have so many resources.
So many, like we have, honestly, we cannot say that we cannot figure it out. We can't. And one good resource is the America's Test Kitchen. Trusted recipes. You don't have to pay for the subscription. Just get a cookbook in a thrift store.
Yes.
It's like hospitality for a Christian it's a way of life.
Yeah, for sure. And the other resource that you can do is your library. Anybody can get a library card. It's totally free, and you can get not just books in your library, but in the whole system within your state. They'll order it from other libraries, whatever you want, within reason. I mean, I'm sure there's times when they say, oh, we don't actually have that in our system, but most things you can. So you can get cookbooks
Absolutely.
Anything you hear about,
Absolutely.
you can get cookbooks and look at them and decide, hey, I want this, or it's just fun to use it for a month or however long you get to.
I used to do that
check
when we were first married. We lived right across from library, and so I would do that.
Speaking of marriage, is your husband also from Russia?
He's Ukrainian.
He's Ukrainian. Did he immigrate as well?
Yes, he did. With his parents, he's a year older than me. So he came to America when he was 16.
And did y'all meet in Washington or where your family lives in Florida?
No, we met in high school, Federal Way High School. Federal Way is between Tacoma and Seattle. It's like this sort of a nondescript little town with no charm.
And well, there was charm in high school.
Alex. Tacoma has a lot of charm in the older part of Tacoma, and so does Seattle. It's because those are like historic cities. But Federal Way was formed sort of as a bedroom community, and sort of everything is a new construction and kind of, nothing to recommend itself except the Federal Way High School where Alex and I met. Yes. So
do you have any family left in the Washington area? I mean, because you were in high school there,
right.
Or did they move later to Florida?
I'm from a family of 5 kids. So mom, dad, 5 kids. And my husband is mom, dad, 5 kids. And Alex has an older sister still in Washington. And I have a younger sister who is moving to Florida.
They all abandoned you.
They're all, yes,
for
yes.
warm weather and sunshine.
So we have now the holidays that used to be so enormous. And I would have in my house a sit-down dinner for 30 in my house. Now is like, what do we do now? So we just started telling the friends, we have several friends in the church who have also lost their parents and siblings due to migration. So we just
get together.
We just say, hey, if you have nothing to do, come.
Yeah.
We'll celebrate together. And so we've been doing that. We've made it work.
Yes, because that's a fabulous idea. I've had another guest on here. They call it Orphan Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Just anyone in the church who doesn't have family in town or nearby.
Correct.
That they can either drive to or whatever. Anybody that doesn't have family, come and join us. And it's just whoever is the orphan in air quotes.
For sure. We end up with 4 Thanksgivings anyway, between all the celebration with the church and the church community and all the friends and,
Oh, that's so fun. Well, speaking of food, what is one of the favorite menus you might serve? I mean, we've talked about smoked meats.
And give me an event, because I have obviously certain things that I will make for special holidays, but also if I'm hosting a baby shower, for example, there will be a special menu for that.
Oh.
And I just hosted Mary Spadola's baby shower, the one that your previous guest.
Okay, well, tell us a little bit about your baby shower. That would be fun to hear about how you organize it, some of the food, and then tell us something you might serve for dinner when you have guests coming to your home.
Okay, sounds great. So Mary's shower was huge. It was 60 people, sit down brunch for
It's a
for
good
60.
thing you have a big house.
Yes, our deck is over 100 feet long. In our church, we have this, at least my friends and I practice this. We always include girls 5 and up into celebrations like the baby shower, because I think it's important to include the little girls so that they feel they're little girls and teenagers, obviously, that they're part of the community, part of the church, that they're not their own entity, unmoored, We want to raise these young women to see the life celebrated, obviously, like the mother to be and the baby, and also just see the value in that, and also value in homemaking and all the things. So I always invite the little girls. Our church has a lot of families with quite a few children, and that obviously increases the capacity, but that's fine.
Before we move forward, a big thank you to the sponsors for supporting today's episode. Have you ever thought about how much science is involved in cooking? Chemistry, physics, and biology are at play all over your kitchen, on the cutting board, in the mixing bowl, on the stovetop, and in the oven. Inquisicook is on a mission to show students that science can be relevant, fascinating, and delicious, all while teaching an essential life skill. Inquisicook begins with the basics of food science and culinary arts, then adds skills and concepts in a carefully crafted sequence that leads to proficiency. Best of all, the principles can be applied to any cuisine, any available foods, and any dietary restrictions. So when it's time for people to come over for dinner, the options are endless. Visit inquisicook.com to view sample lessons, then check out the recipe gallery to see just how crave-worthy science can be. Pure and Lovely Tallow began with one mom's desire to find non-toxic and effective skincare that was safe for her whole family. That's when she discovered tallow, simple, nourishing, and incredibly healing for your skin. Each product is handcrafted in small batches with just a handful of wholesome ingredients, using organic and grass-fed tallow sourced from small Minnesota farms. Nothing more, nothing toxic, just the way skincare should be. Whether it's everyday moisture, calming an eczema flare-up, treating your baby's diaper rash, or soothing hard-working hands, Pure and Lovely Tallow is made for the whole family. Check out their whipped tallow, deodorant, lip balms, and more at pureandlovelytallow.com. And because you're listening here, use code BESS for 10% off at checkout.
So grown-ups were stationed on a deck. We set up tables for 36, I think. And the little girls were on a lawn because we have this beautiful lawn with like lots of roses. The house we purchased has like an established gardens. And so it was really beautiful. So my husband, bless his heart, he's like, you're going to need a shade. And I'm like, do I really? He's like, you're going to need a shade. And that man set up this 10 by 30 tent on a deck. And it was like, that was essential.
Right.
Essential.
Because when the sun is beating down here.
Yes, you do not want to be on a deck.
Hot.
Correct.
You go into the shade. It's so different here than the South. In the South, it's just hot. In the shade, in the sun, it doesn't matter. It's just hot.
Yeah, you're just dying.
Here, you can go in the shade and it's 10 degrees cooler.
Yes.
But when the sun's hitting you, it just feels so close. It is
so
kind
close.
of an intense heat and can become uncomfortable pretty quick.
Yes. So I set up the tables and I have all the linen and obviously all the place settings, the silverware. You just have to, when you're hosting events like this, you have to have a plan so you're not overwhelmed. Because in my case, I also have my children to consider. I have my husband, I have my church community, and also on occasion I have to pick up work. My hospital texts me like, can you come in for a couple of hours? So I go in and there's like pandemonium and, so I can't just throw events like this, like on a spot. I have to have a plan. The one tip for not getting overwhelmed is writing everything down and seeing what you can do in advance. Like you want to make sure your stemware is clean. And ready to go. Your china is ready to go. All the napkins are pressed. Your linen is pressed. Your silver is polished. And so you're not last minute trying to polish tea service as your guests are rolling in, So I write out a plan and I follow the plan. I have like on the left side of the sheet, and I do some of it is electronic and a lot of it is by hand because that's how because I think people call it brain dump, right? I cannot fall asleep if there's like this list is running in my mind. Yes. So on the left side, I write all the tasks that need to be done and that if they can be done anytime or on a specific day. And then on the day of the event, I write out everything in a 30-minute increments. It's like, this needs to be done at this time, and this needs to be done at this time. And I also see if I can delegate a task versus I'll circle back on the delegation.
Okay.
To ask me about that in a minute. So I wanted to make sure that I had everything done in advance as much as possible. And because I was also baking a lot, I made the main baby shower cake and 4 different kind of macarons. The French cookie.
Yes.
So because those things are
so delicious.
They are so delicious and they're wonderful. There are 4 different frostings, and also made, if you make macarons, you have leftover egg yolks. So what do? Obviously creme brulee. So I made creme brulee. And what else did I make? 3 different kinds of cheesecakes. What else? Then I made eggs and the breakfast casserole, and I made a salad. We call it Moscow salad, by the way. Back home, it's known as a Moscow salad now.
Okay, what is Moscow salad?
So, Moscow people, thank you. This is amazing. This is a shout out to Grace Agenda Hospitality. So this is the salad that you guys served a couple of years ago at the park, at the East City Park?
City Park.
So it was the field greens.
Okay.
Strawberries.
Yes.
Blue cheese. and I think it had
Sugared
pecans maybe.
pecans.
Oh, I buy praline pecans
where you don't have to create them yourself.
Correct. Yes, time saving tip. So I buy them in Costco.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Brianna's Blush Wine Vinaigrette. One of the dear ladies from the East City Park, when I had that salad, I'm like, what is this amazing thing? And I went to her, I'm like, do you know what type of vinaigrette this is? Because I feel like vinaigrette is what makes the salad really.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's cheese and the vinaigrette.
Yes.
You know, unbeatable
and the
combination.
sugared pecans.
Right. And she went and she like found out and came and found me. And she's like, this is what we use. And so this is at home is
a jar you can buy in the store?
Correct. Yes. Brianna's is widely available. Walmart has it.
Is it in the refrigerated section or in the jarred?
Just in a jarred
section
where you have your regular dressings. And so I made Moscow salad. By the way, one tip for the salad, you know, if it's going to be sitting out in the heat, you don't want that. And I bought, offer up, you know, for the win, I got 4 amazing chafing dishes on offer up for like 4 for $100.
Wow,
what a steal.
That's incredible. Those things are expensive.
They are very expensive. So I used one of the chafing dishes for the eggs, one of the chafing dishes for the bacon and sausage, one of the chafing dishes for the breakfast casserole that I made. Like what is it called? Croissant breakfast casserole with like lots of goodies in there. And so you want those things to stay hot. Mm-hmm. But salad, you do not, obviously. I'm certain I'm not the only one who ever thought of this, so don't give me too much credit. But I decided, I'm like, what will happen if I put in the pan, you know, underneath where you put the hot water normally? Mm-hmm. What if we put ice in there?
Sure.
And we put ice in there and the salad stayed cold and crisp and it was wonderful.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yes. So with that much baking and also needing to set everything up and decorate, I did part of the decor. My friend did another part. My friend did a balloon arch. And I just had to write stuff down and see what I can do in advance. Like things like cake layers can be baked in advance. And you can wrap them up tightly and freeze them. Mm-hmm. The frostings can be made in advance. You can whip them up and freeze them. Then you just defrost them, whip them up again, and they're good to go.
Right.
Or you can, if you don't want to finish up the frostings, you can make the base for the frosting, your regular base, and then you can add things because I had the chocolate, vanilla. I put obscene amount of vanilla into everything. Vanilla is like this, says teaspoon. Oh, 3 tablespoons later. By the way, the Costco is selling this really great brand of vanilla. I will look up the name for it because it's escaping me right now, but it's the vanilla bean paste.
Ooh.
I strongly recommend it. It's much better than liquid vanilla.
That would be a lot more flavorful.
Yes, it is. So I just
do that.
Like, do that. You pour vanilla with the heart. Same as with when you add garlic. You add the garlic with the heart, you know? It's never what's like, oh, what do you mean 1 clove?
Right.
You mean 4, right?
You mean a whole head of garlic, right?
Oh, for sure. So you can make base buttercream. Mm-hmm. And then you can add various flavorings. So lemon, Mary is particularly a fan of lemon. So I finished off the recipe with like lemon zest and lemon juice, etc. So you can make the macaron shells can be baked in advance. You just have to cook them fully and freeze them like flat in the freezer. Needless to say, I have
a massive freezer.
I have a massive freezer. My husband knows me well. He knows that the hospitality is, I live and breathe hospitality. So he just gets me what I need.
That's wonderful.
Bless that man.
To have the tools makes all the difference.
Absolutely. Like as you asked me, which would be the essentials for me, like the freezer was essential.
The freezer, my husband's 9 grill.
Yes, the events fridge. So if you flash freeze them, mm-hmm. then you can gently remove them and put them in the plastic to go takeaway bins. Mm-hmm. I think it's got takeaways from Rubbermaid, mm-hmm. Red Lid.
Yeah, and you just get those at the dollar store.
Yes, correct. Or Walmart. It's not a big deal. And you just store them. They freeze phenomenally, but you have to freeze them, let them cool completely, freeze. Then you transfer them quickly and gently because once they're frozen, they're extremely fragile and they will break like if you touch them the wrong way. So you just put them in. And then a day before you're going to be decorating them, or filling them, not decorating, it's called filling. You need to take them out about 12 hours in advance and just let them come to fridge temperature. Mm-hmm. And then take one batch at a time, call it frosting, fill it, put it back in the fridge. Macarons need time to mature in the fridge. So they actually improve. Cheesecakes miniature cheesecakes can be made in advance. So it's a great tip if you are going to be hosting a large event. They taste phenomenal.
Oh, they're
It's
delicious.
homemade salted caramel. Oh my
And
goodness.
do you do the mini cheesecakes in a muffin tin?
Yes, I do. So
that'd be
there's
so delicious.
Yes, they're so great, and they can be made in advance. You just write out your schedule, which day you're baking what, which day you're decorating what. So by the time it's a go time, you're not overwhelmed, and because the hospitality is completely ruined if the hostess loses it. No,
That's for sure.
No, for real. That is the one thing.
Nobody wants to be there.
Correct. No one wants to be there, and everyone knows if there is a tension at home, how good is it to, bend over backwards for someone else and your family is suffering because mom is having a frazzled attitude and bad attitude and she's stressed. Predictably,
Right.
This hosting large events is stressful, but it should not be at the expense of our children. So
Right.
we should plan better, work harder, and confess your sin immediately. Confess and repent.
Know that it's there immediately.
Yes, and pray. Honestly, pray for endurance. And the day of the event, I was at 5:00 in the morning, I'm standing in the shower and I'm just praying for the Lord to help me to maintain a good attitude.
Yeah.
And not just for this particular event, but on those large events, to confess and repent of sin immediately, not let it fester and infect other areas of life because it will. So I just grumbled at my child because they want a hug because mommy is so busy.
Right.
And
have to confess
right.
it immediately
and say, I'm
change.
sorry that I just did that. Please forgive me.
Yes. And I think it's so important when you feel exhausted or tired, or how can I do this?
Right.
To immediately also pray and ask God for the strength. And you didn't
Correct.
mention pray, but just
Yes.
ask God for his strength
Correct.
through you
Correct.
as you serve, because that immediately is the strength you can grasp onto.
Correct.
Because
Correct.
we often don't really truly have it in our own
Yes.
power.
Because God's grace is sufficient for us. We cannot bank grace. It's given to us in a time when we need it. You can't just I'm going to bank this 20 pounds of grace for myself for that large event I'm going
So
to
I
be
don't
doing.
have to ask for it
Right.
tomorrow.
Right. There's this saying, you cannot pour from an empty cup. You absolutely can. It's the God that fills the cup. It's like the widow in Zarephath, right? Am I saying it right? When it's she was pouring from a seemingly empty vessel and
And it never ran out.
Correct.
Until the day
Until it was no longer needed.
right. The day it was no longer needed and
Right.
the famine was over.
So the Lord is sufficient to provide, but we have to be humble enough to ask and humble enough not to be all up in our, I've got this. I did this before. I am so high and mighty. I can do this. No, absolutely not. I mean, because things will go wrong. It's
Right.
how we respond. It's also on a large, when we do large hospitality or something that seems important hospitality, for example, for a holiday, to pray for the Lord to give you eyes to see where things go wrong, to be able to handle it. Because they will, generally speaking, there will be curveballs,
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
guaranteed, guaranteed. Yeah.
That's the one thing. What is it? The things you can count on in life:
Death and taxes.
and a curveball during hospitality.
Yes. And I think the What Have You podcast ladies were saying that the devil hates the hospitality, right? He does.
Yes, absolutely.
He does.
What you were saying reminded me of a quote that was attributed to Corrie ten Boom. It says, "The wonderful thing about praying is that you leave a world of not being able to do something and enter God's realm where everything is possible. He specializes in the impossible. Nothing is too great for his almighty power. Nothing is too small for his love." I love that because, the truth in it, but also sometimes we think it's too small to bring to God.
Of course.
And it's not. It's
Of
not
course.
too small. He cares. If it's important to us, it's important to him. So even if it's a small, I need whatever. I need grace right now in this moment for my attitude or the stress that I'm feeling because the chicken's not done or whatever. We can still bring that to God.
Yes. And I think it's also, especially if maybe not in Moscow, you guys have a great appreciation for homemaking here. This is like hospitality on steroids here.
For
The
sure.
way we grew up, the hospitality was not seen as anything important. And the feminism and egalitarianism was the very air we breathed. So what you do out there that brings a paycheck, that's important. But this stuff is too small and meaningless to
Because
be
it's not bringing in any money.
So that means that it also is meaningless to God, which is not. It's obviously it's a lie, because the culture is built by hospitality. The life of a Christian. I was just talking to my husband last night about this. It's like the life of a Christian woman is basically a continuous hospitality. You just go from small to big events. It's a continuous hospitality. And it be small events, meaning like you are being accommodating to your child and welcoming your child right now into your arms, or giving them your attention, or like making a breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And so the life of a Christian woman is continuous life of hospitality. Hospitality is the very stuff of life for a Christian woman.
That's a very good perspective.
Everyone is actually practicing hospitality. You're just doing it, good, bad, or mediocre, or everything in between,
Good, bad, or ugly.
Right. I think there's a Western.
There's another classic American saying for you.
Yes, amazing.
Well, you've talked a lot about the baby shower, which sounds lovely and amazing. And we'll have to get some recipes from you for sure, because I love all the things you mentioned, either for throwing a baby shower or even a brunch, or a family breakfast, a special breakfast.
Oh, special breakfast. We're big on that on the holidays.
Like holiday Christmas breakfast.
We do have that. My kids' favorite tradition. I ask them, what's the favorite thing about Christmas besides Jesus? Mom's family breakfast. We host a family breakfast. We always have people over for lunch, for family lunch, like wider people, but for just us, for Alex and myself and Claire and William. And if we're hosting out of town families, we sometimes, on occasion, we have people living with us from out of town, and they're included, obviously.
It's a special breakfast.
Yes, correct. And the special breakfast with special breakfast menu and all and I go all out. This is like when I splurge, like I throw cash down. Yes, I asked Lex yesterday, what is your favorite thing that I make? And it's like the Devonshire cream. I think the Devonshire cream and the lox. On the top British. Of the yes, so you can make Devonshire cream yourself, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. We have this very specialty, not specialty, it was like a boutique, almost like a boutique grocery store called Metropolitan Market, where we're from, and everything is so beautiful, just gorgeous place, just amazing. You go there, it's like a feast for the eyes. Their bakery is incredible. Their cheesemongers, meat, everything is just so beautiful.
I need this in my life.
Oh, best. Be prepared to drop down lots of miles. If you ever visit our area, just seriously, let me know you're in town.
We'll meet at the market.
No, we'll host you. We have a spare bedroom downstairs. You can stay with us, and I'll take you to Metropolitan Market.
You'll have to tell me all the things I need to purchase.
But anyway, the Devonshire cream is sold there, but it's like you will drop a lot of money for it. But obviously, you can figure it out. The internet is out there, ladies. We can figure it out, and you can make it yourself.
Yeah.
So my friends call it better butter.
And I love butter, so I would love this.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Lavinia said she's going to make me a t-shirt that says butter on it.
That's pretty perfect.
Yeah. So Devonshire cream logs.
If she makes one, tell her to make two, because I'll need one.
Lavinia, you heard it. Heard it here first.
You heard it here second. Yeah. So what is a favorite menu you might serve when you're having people for dinner? You mentioned your husband smokes a lot of meat.
Yes. We're having like 3 or 4 families over with lots of kids, lots of boys. So what do we need? We need protein, right?
Lots of appetites.
My husband generally smokes some kind of meat. So we are going to smoke a brisket and then put a brisket into the oven on the 220. Or even he can do 190 to 220. Should double check with my husband on the temperature. And you let that baby sit in there for good 18, 19, 20 hours. Yeah. And then it's beautiful. I don't go quite as lavish with sides when we just have just a regular Saturday hospitality, meaning I'll have a salad. I will have some form of carb, which is, in this case, I make these beautiful potatoes that it's fan favorite for everybody. So you take Yukon Gold potatoes, wash them real good, cut them into, depending upon the size of your potato, but make wedges, and then use olive oil. I have this 36 cup.
A pot?
No, it's like a mixing bowl.
Okay.
You can. I was joking. We can baptize children in this thing.
That's a big mixing bowl.
Yes. So you throw that in, pour olive oil over it, throw Johnny seasoning salt, and then add freshly pressed garlic. There's
course.
and
that makes all the difference.
Yes,
fresh garlic.
Correct. And so then you put on a sheet pans, and I have like full size sheet pans. I have this fabulous oven that's in this new house. It's a Thermador. It's like this wide thing. Just throw that in, and I do 2 sheets of these. And so I put in foil first, cleanup tip, put the foil first. If you throw potatoes on a foil, they will stick. I cannot abide that.
No.
So I put for the ease of cleanup, foil, parchment paper on the top.
Okay.
So much better.
You can also buy nonstick foil, and it is amazing.
What does it have on it, though? What is it coated in?
I don't know. I should look. But you can purchase it in bulk through samsclub.com.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, I'm sure Costco has it too, but it's nonstick foil. You could look. I should probably look and see, but it's just super slick.
Because
nothing sticks to it. It's amazing for potatoes. It's amazing for if you make your own sugared pecans, and they can really, that syrup can stick really bad.
And like ruins the whole, because you want the nice crusty layer on a potato, right? That's what gives it not this nice flavor. And you just like left it all in a pan.
Right. Yeah. You're trying to scrape up the pan, and it's burnt bits. And then you have to go scrub your pan. It takes forever because you have to soak it and then scrub it. So your trick works, the foil with parchment. But I like the nonstick foil because the parchment sometimes seems to collect water and steam.
Oh yeah, that's a very good point. I'm gonna try your trick.
Yeah, try the nonstick.
Thank you.
Foil. I think it's by. Is it Reynolds? That's
Reynolds, yes, that's a very famous. That is Reynolds is the brand.
Yeah,
yes.
I have some in my cabinet right now.
Amazing.
I have it right next to my nonstick or my regular, and I wrote in Sharpie on the box nonstick. It doesn't really matter which one you use, but I've told my family nonstick's a bit more expensive, so if you don't need it, grab the regular.
Correct.
Grab the nonstick if you're really needing it.
Yeah. Yeah, so after I remove those potatoes, after they're ready, I obviously wash the bowl out, and I throw them back into this bowl and add, depending upon the size, how much you're making, but a stick of butter and more fresh garlic. And you mix this gently now because the potatoes are ready. And then you can put it back onto the foil, not the foil, back onto the baking sheet because the potatoes now have decreased in size as well. You can probably get away of just basically piling everything up on a full-size sheet and put it back in the turn the oven off, depending if the meat is good to go or not. If we're ready to tango, we can set this right on the table. And if not, you just keep it can stay in the oven for a little bit longer. And so we'll make like a salad. These potatoes, my husband asked me to make mac and cheese for kids because we're having, this company is going to have a lot of children under 10 who are big mac and cheese fans, aficionados.
Of course.
Yes, so mac and cheese on. And then I'll bake something. Kids love cookies. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to make for grown-ups. I have some egg yolks stashed in did you know you can freeze egg yolks? I'm sure you know.
Actually, no, I've never done
You didn't?
that.
Okay.
I just try to use them. I didn't know you could freeze them.
Yes. But you need to, if you're going to be making a savory recipe, you need to mix in some salt.
Okay.
Look up a ratio. By the way, this is ChatGPT good for this. You type in I have this many grams of egg yolks, how much sugar or salt I need to put in. So if a savory recipe, you need to add the salt. If you're going to be making hollandaise, for example. And if you're going to be making creme brulee, you can put sugar in there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And so do you scramble it?
Yes, you do. So you mix it in with a fork and make sure that the sugar or salt got incorporated. And then you just put them in a freezer.
Interesting.
So I tested this. It worked. For Mary's shower, I did macarons in about 5 days in advance, I think. And creme brulee, you cannot make it that early. So I used it 4 days later or something like that. And it totally worked.
Thaw it out in the refrigerator until it's room temp.
Yep. And then
or fridge temp.
Correct. And then it just totally works. You can incorporate those things, save it, instead of throwing away egg yolks, because those are expensive.
Yeah.
And so I might make creme brulee because I have some eggs saved. And it's usually such a creamy, wonderful dessert.
Yes.
And it's really simple to make, honestly.
And do you have the little torch to caramelize the top?
I have a professional torch.
Of course you do.
Alex. That's from Alex. We call it plumber's torch. This thing is amazing. It's a click of a button and it's this baby
this is what he uses on a daily basis in his trade.
One of them. Yeah, one just like that. Yeah, that thing is amazing. You need instant read thermometer. Invest in one. America's Test Kitchen recommended. It's called ThermoWorks Pan 1, I think. You need a good instant read thermometer to make sure your goods or your baked goods or whatever you're making is not overdone. Like cinnamon buns, you guys call them cinnamon rolls, whichever.
Speaking of cinnamon buns, your friend Lavinia also said you're the queen of cinnamon rolls. So we have to hear about this as well. Speaking of brunch items and special breakfast items.
Yes. Oh, those are great. Well, let me tell you, finish about thermometer.
Something about the thermometer.
So your cinnamon buns, insert the thermometer in the center of the dish you're making them in, into the dough. Don't go above 190, because if you go above 190, you're drying them out. 190 is sufficient, according to the experts.
Okay.
So,
good to know.
Yes, regarding cinnamon buns. So I've tried my hand at the cinnamon buns. The first time I tried is a vintage Nicole Shuparski thing to do, is invite people over and try something new.
Of course.
It's like, I am famous for this. It generally doesn't flop because I guess I just have enough of the base of knowledge now, and cooking base of knowledge and baking, that I know if something's going to work or not. So if something seems wildly improbable, I'm going to discard that particular idea. But I tried cinnamon buns, and I realized that once they're out of the oven, they're nice and soft and pillowy. But as soon as they're cold, they're actually quite hard. They're hard. They need to be rewarmed again to be enjoyed to their fullest capacity. If you're going to be consuming 500 calories, I'm sorry, it better be fabulous. So
it better be worth it.
I've been baking bread since I was 10. I have been thinking of what can I do to increase the softness of it and to prolong it. And there is something called the Japanese milk bread technique. And I'm going to butcher this word, but it's called tenzhong or tenzong. It's when you take part of the liquid and part of the flour from your recipe. In this case, it would be milk, water, and flour, and you cook it on a stove into this like paste. It's like a pudding-like consistency. And then you incorporate it into the rest of your ingredients. This will prolong the softness of your baked goods for actually quite a while. I have like this amazing recipe for bread rolls, and it was amazing. I was thinking after that hard cinnamon rolls, I'm like, what if I do that? And then I thought the next thought was I could not have been the first person who ever thought of this. So I'm certain that there is a recipe that people have thought of this. I am obviously not a genius in this area. So King Arthur's Baking Company does have a cinnamon bun recipe with tenzong, and I can send you a link. The only thing I do differently is that when they roll out the dough, they just ask to dust it with the cinnamon and brown sugar mixture, but I like extra butter. Shocker, right?
You have to do butter.
Yes,
like
you have to.
rolls.
Exactly. So I put in extra butter.
A layer of soft butter.
Correct. And then I put my cinnamon mixture. And I also make different not cinnamon, what is it called? Cream cheese frosting for the top rather than the one that they suggested, because theirs was just
powdered sugar
and milk, I think, and it was just overwhelmingly sweet, even for my son William, who loves sweets. No one loves sweets more than William. We had an event.
He liked the cream cheese better. Cheese frosting.
We had an event at church when he was younger, and it's the pie face contest. Basically, you're asked questions, and if you answer a question wrong, you get whipped cream on your plate in your face, And I'm standing wiping people's faces off, but while somebody's reading questions, someone is throwing a pie in the people's faces. And I look down, and my William is on the floor eating the whipped cream that flew off of people's faces. He's just eating it. That child loves sweets.
Addicted to sweets.
And if William said the frosting was too sweet, it was too sweet.
It was too sweet. He knows.
Yes.
He's an expert.
Yes. And so I have a different frosting, but I can send you all of my modifications.
Definitely send the recipe link and we'll put down your modifications.
So I've tested this recipe. Obviously, I want this to be as versatile as possible. So I want to be able to make this in advance, like days in advance if necessary, and freeze it so that I can thaw it out overnight, and so that I can bake it in the morning. And it works. It works. At first, I was thinking if this tenzong thing going to not render it incapable of rising or something, or if it's going to impede something will happen to it in the freezing process, No, it didn't, and it worked great.
Oh,
and you can
you can make
make these cinnamon rolls and just freeze them on a sheet. And then like take them off on a parchment, then take them off and just throw them in a Ziploc. So you have a supply of good to go cinnamon buns, so that you are, whenever you need, if you know you have a company coming up or a meal train, which I do a lot of meal trains in church, and there's always either somebody had a baby or somebody's sick. Yes. And so you get however many you need to fill the pan and butter the pan, throw these suckers in, and good to go.
It seems like you baked all day.
Oh, yes. It actually does not take that. With the KitchenAid, my goodness, my right wrist, I have sprain, some sort of a continuous injury problem with it for years now. Anyway, I cannot knead by hand for too long. So KitchenAid to the rescue. And I have 2 of them. So I'm like, what excuse do I have not to make cinnamon buns?
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
Well, any of the recipes she mentioned, we will put on comeoverfordinner.com.
You're just going to have to tell me which ones I mentioned, because I don't remember.
I'll have to go back and listen and make a list because she's mentioned a lot of amazing ones. Okay, so you've mentioned a really great menu, some really good sides, and you've also mentioned some shortcuts and time savers. Is there anything else you would add to either one of those categories? Anything else that you would say to do this to save time, or should we move on? Nicole and I keep talking, so tune in next time to hear the rest of our conversation. Until next time, bye for now. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow the show and leave a review. It helps new people be able to find the podcast. And if you enjoyed this conversation especially, be sure to share it with a friend. Thank you for your time.